Welcome back, everybody, to the Minnesota Twins franchise, episode 58. We continue the second month of the season today with the Twins at 34-17, which gives them one of the top 5 best records in the major leagues. With our new additions on offense helping lead the way, the Twins are off to their best start in years. This episode is going to be a little bit shorter as we focus on one particular game and then talk about scouting leading up to the MLB draft. We take on the Kansas City Royals in this one. The Royals a game under 500, and most importantly, 9 games behind the Minnesota Twins in the standings. We've seen some really good outings from Maxwell Fowler and Dallas Keuchel, so I wanted to focus today on Lance Lynn. His performances this year have really varied, all the way from a no-hitter to being shelled in the early innings of a game recently. And the start to this game was rather interesting, with 2 straight pop-ups, and why not make it a third? Kane, Escobar, and Hosmer all pop out in the infield, and the Twins take it to the bottom of the first to face Travis Wood, as we had 2 pitchers in this game who had some pretty similar stat lines. Paul Goldschmidt continues to be in the MVP race here early in the season. He'll help his case here, taking a pitch left up into left center field. It's a 2-out double. Our 1 through 4 hitters are all hitting over 300, and that includes Nelson Cruz, who puts this in the air, chased by the shortstop, and Escobar tracks it down in the outfield. Just a tremendous hustle play, and we'll go top 2, and this time the Royals avoid the pop-out, but only because of a Jorge Soler strikeout. Now they do get a walk, but then a line drive caught at third base, and the quick throw to first gets 2. This is Eduardo Escobar, and his versatility all over the defense allows him to fill in for a variety of players when they need a day off. Bottom 2, Minnesota. How about Mitch Garver as he continues to hit the ball well? Jason Castro is almost back from his injury, but Garver in the meantime has hit over 260 and crushes another double. After Garver moves to third, Adrianza doesn't get the chance to drive him in as he gets hit, which brings the double play back in effect. That's exactly what I was worried about. Back to the pitcher, Eduardo Escobar grounds into the inning-ending double play. That was one situation where I really didn't want the free base from hit by pitch. Top 3, Royals get a base hit past first as that ball seemed to sneak up on Goldschmidt there. Next up is Alex Gordon as Lynn quickly gets ahead of him 1-2, but then no control of his curveball as he drills him to put 2 aboard for Kansas City. With 1 down, Lorenzo Cain lined into right, it gets down. Cain entered with the top average for the Royal offense, and he loads the bases for Alcides Escobar. First pitch of the AB, low with the curveball, and Escobar plays it very patient. 3-0, and we've got to have a mound visit here to try and settle down Lynn before things get out of hand. 3-0, and the fastball doesn't get the call. Escobar walks home the first run of the day. So Lynn to face Eric Hosmer, and he takes a big hack at the curveball, falls behind, then works it even, and grounds to the right side. 4-6-3, Lynn gets the inning-ending double play, only allowing 1 in the process. We'll jump ahead now into the 4th inning as Travis Wood was having a very solid day, and this somehow gets past him, but thanks to the shift, they're still able to get Nelson Cruz out at first. Top 5, Lance Lynn still only allowed 1 run to this point. That time does have better control of his curveball, and then Cain misses the fastball. 1-2, he's behind it. After that tough inning for Lance Lynn, he bounced back and his control was better than ever. But despite Lynn having a pretty good day, we didn't get much offense for him here in the early goings. This is Zach Granite to the left side. Tough play for Escobar. The throw is there and they rule him out. But at first glance, I knew this had to be a challenge. It looked to me like Granite was safe, so we do use our challenge right here. It's a pretty good throw too. No hop necessary, but Granite does beat it out and it's reversed. Single for Granite, then he takes off with 2 strikes. And he is there at second with the stolen base. So the Twins with a perfect spot to maybe tie this game up. Adrianza on a line and caught by Escobar at short. No advance obviously for Granite. And with 2 down, Byron Buxton falls behind into a 2-strike count, but takes a slider on the inside. 2-2 and a tough take to work it full. Payoff pitch to Buxton, and he's behind the fastball as he strikes out for the second time in the game. Lance Lynn pitching into the 6th, and a drive from Escobar deep to left. Back goes Granite. He makes the catch with little room to spare. Still 1-0 Kansas City. Now Eric Hosmer. Check out this play by Lynn. The quick flip to first base, and that didn't take much time at all. Lance Lynn gets through 6, only allowing 1. How about this offense, though? Harrison hammered to left and caught. We hit the ball hard, but it was always at somebody. 2 down, Paul Goldschmidt. That one's hit hard in the air to left field. Back goes Gordon. It's over his head and off the wall. The second double of the day for Paul Goldschmidt, and this one also comes with 2 down. This ball was pretty close to making a left field exit. Instead, RBI opportunity for Nelson Cruz. 0-1 from Wood is drilled to left, waving it fair. It's out of here. That's off the 3rd deck, and the Twins take the lead 2-1. 12th homer of the year for Nelson Cruz. With this team hitting the ball hard, you knew eventually it had to go our way, and here it happens with 2 down. That's what makes this offense so potent. It doesn't matter if there are 2 outs, we have the offense to get it done. And this ball into the upper deck, and then it turns into a trick shot as it bounces back down here at that level off the foul pole and into the lower level for a fan to get a souvenir. It's 2-1 Minnesota. We'll jump ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning now, and Byron Buxton with 2-0 count. He actually gets ahead this time, so a good hitter's count. Green light with 2 down, why not? Drilled to center, taken away by Lorenzo Cain. Buxton's done that to many a well-hit ball, so he can't be too upset about it. But we definitely made this defense work. And the Twins go into the 8th inning with the lead, handing the game over to Jake Reed after 7 solid innings from Lance Lynn. And the first pitch from Reed is lined over third and fair. It's into the corner here and cut off by Granite, but the excellent speed of Mondesi allows him to reach. Obviously here late they want to sacrifice him over. That's Lorenzo Cain getting the bunt down. He's out at first. And here's where things get interesting. They want to squeeze him home, but this goes foul. Then I wondered if they'd try that again. 0-1 from Reed. Left over the middle, hammered into left. Caught on a line by Granite. But here comes Mondesi, and he ties the game. So Jake Reed can't get the hold. Just 4 pitches in, and it's tied up again. Bottom 8 for Minnesota, trying to set it up for Raisel Iglesias if they can. And again, Escobar has to take a run into the outfield. His defense was outstanding. With 2 down, here it is. Goldschmidt again up the middle and cut off by Escobar, making another great defensive play to end the 8th inning. There wasn't a lot of offense in this game, but it still felt like an action-packed game, at least to me. Jake Reed pitches into the 9th. And now he gets it going with the strikeout of Jorge Soler. I just wish we would have held that lead to give Lynn the chance to go and win it. After 7 innings, 3 hits, the only run came on a walk. After a base runner reaches for Kansas City, a ground ball in the infield ends things, and we go bottom 9. And now a chance to end this game once and for all. Here's Zach Granite with 2 down. He puts it in the air, but Lorenzo Cain easily takes a few steps to his right and hauls in the catch. We're going to extra innings, and it's a perfect time to bring in Trevor Hildenberger, who was just called up from AAA Rochester. And here's his first appearance of the season. 1-1 count. Nice swing and miss with the changeup there. 1-2. Cain hard through the left side, and it gets down. Base hit with 2 away for the Royals, bringing up Alcides Escobar. And again, Hildenberger gets ahead. And Escobar holds on the slider. 2-2. That one gets him looking. The changeup perfectly placed on the inside corner. Bottom 10 Minnesota. Here's Eduardo Escobar's turn, and he drills the ball back through the middle. Base runner for the Twins now as they just hope to get that 1 run to win it. Byron Buxton. He puts it on the ground and hits it sharp enough to where he can ground into maybe the only double play he'll ground into all season. Just terrible timing, and of course, that's the one thing I was hoping to avoid there. Top 11, Hildenberger continues his second inning of work, and that changeup seems to be giving the hitters problems. The fastball can work as well. Another strikeout there. This bullpen needed a boost, and perhaps Hildenberger can fix that problem. 1-2, and this one's drilled in the air. How about 2 solid innings of extra inning work for Hildenberger? Bottom 11, here's Paul Goldschmidt. Why is he always up with 2 down? I couldn't tell ya. But he comes through again. Base hit right side. It's a single. We'll take it. It's something. Can the Twins end it here in the 11th? Nelson Cruz. Curveball not even close. 2-2 is upstairs, and it's full. Low and away, and Cruz draws the walk. Perhaps a base hit could win the game. It's up to Mitch Garver, the catcher. First pitch. Popped up in the infield. And Hosmer stands just in foul territory to glove it. We're going to the 12th inning, everybody. Hildenberger takes an exit, so Fernando Abad in the game. How about that knuckle curveball? That was a filthy pitch. Next up, the catcher, Salvador Perez, 0-2, and he'll drive this into the corner in right. It gets down for at least 1. Perez turns the second, and the throw is offline from Nelson Cruz. A 1-out double. Abad then to face Alex Gordon, and he falls behind with none of these getting called strikes. Couldn't believe it. 3-0, and that could have also been called a strike. Instead, that's ball 4. That takes Abad out of the game as Trevor May enters to hopefully clean things up with 1 away. Another close pitch called a ball. Later at 2-2, and the 12-6 on the corner. This umpire called that corner, but not the opposite side. I noticed that. With 2 away, Lorenzo Cain hits it straight to granite. We go bottom 12, still tied at 2 apiece. Here is A-Ray Adrianza behind in the count, and he pulls this foul and hit it hard. Can he do it again but fair? No, he can't. Way late, strike 3. And we continue. Eduardo Escobar trying to save us from a 13th inning. He walks to first base. So it's at least a base runner. And that brings up Byron Buxton. With a 2-2 count, Buxton swings late on the cutter and throws the bat in frustration as we do indeed head to a 4th extra inning. Trevor May stays in the game as this ball gets past Escobar at third base. A leadoff hit for the Royals. Up next, Eric Hosmer, 0-2. He looks at strike 3. Big strikeout for Trevor May, now 2 down. Here's Mike Moustakas. Drilled hard into left field. It's down for extra bases. All the way into the corner. Granite finally gathers it, throwing into the infield. It's too late, and the Royals get the run on the Mike Moustakas double. At last, a run has been scored in extra innings. Can the Twins at least match it? Josh Harrison, quiet in the game to this point, but gets the base hit for the Twins with 1 away. That gives them a base runner with some solid speed. Up next, Paul Goldschmidt. Finally, there aren't 2 outs. 3-1, runner goes, and he hammers it to right. Down for a hit, Harrison heads to third. Runners at the corners with just 1 down. Can Nelson Cruz drive home 1 more run? They thought Goldschmidt would take off there, and instead he stays. 2-0, and Cruz fouls off the high fastball. Next pitch, in the air to center, but it doesn't have the distance. Cain comes in, and you can't test that right there. That would be way too risky. So now it will require a hit from Mitch Garver, who already was 2 for 5 in the game. First pitch is at least inside as Garver gets ahead. Next pitch fouled off. 1-2 to Garver. On the ground to the right side. Hit right at Mondesi. And he flips it to first. Game over. The Kansas City Royals win a pretty exciting game. It took extra innings. They win it in 13. Final score 3-2. Like I said, not a ton of offense in this game, but every inning seemed to have some sort of excitement, even if it wasn't a big hit. Joakim Soria gets the victory, Trevor May the loss, and Brian Flynn the save. And perhaps that game sparked something because Kansas City does something that I don't think has happened this year, which is sweep the Minnesota Twins at Target Field. We only scored a combined 6 runs in these games. Here was the final game where Kansas City had 21 hits and 12 runs, giving Jose Barrios perhaps his worst start of the season. Jason Castro came back, so there's some good news. But in our next series against the Tigers, we end up splitting a 4-game set. So the Twins lose some ground in this episode and fall to 36-22. And you know in baseball, you're going to have stretches like this. You don't stay hot forever. That's why being 10 games above 500 when all is said and done is a pretty good record. In the games I played and simmed for this episode, we did not score many runs. It was really uncharacteristic of our offense to be held under 4 runs for pretty much every game in this series, I believe. The Twins end up losing first place as well as the Indians jump up into first place with a half-game lead. They're 38-23. So suddenly, a little bit of drama for this season. Soon we're going to have the MLB draft. We do have a game or two before the draft actually happens, so if you want to see the draft next, we can do that, or I could do some games against the Cubs as well. Frank Parson is a player I have a lot of interest in. I like speedy outfielders, hoping to add at least one in this draft. One thing I want to make sure we do in this draft is get high potential players, whether they can bring an impact early or not. Last year, nobody was above a C potential, so who knows how much better those prospects are going to get, even if they're playing well at AA this season. I know this year I do need to find some higher potential players, and I think I've found enough to give us options in the early part of the draft. Lewis Seymour is one of my favorite prospects, not because he's from Minnesota, but because he's just an all-around phenomenal outfielder and only 20 years old. I've also prioritized finding good fielders because I like having great defensive players, and you see the value of a player like Alcides Escobar in the game today, and all the plays he made in the infield and even into the outfield sometimes. So, looking forward to the draft, and hopefully we can add some good talent to this team. I have been thinking about more of kind of the episode format. I know that I switched to like the 3-game deal, and I liked that, but it took a lot of time to put together, and I know many of you want to have more frequent episodes and not these huge 7 to 10 day breaks in between videos. I would prefer it to be closer to 5. So if you wouldn't mind having some shorter episodes like this, to me, a video just under 20 minutes is what I call short, but I assume that most of you would like more frequent episodes, even if it meant that I might just play one game in full and then maybe a part of another game or a prospect spotlight to go with it. If we can do that more often, I'm sure that that'll be a welcome part of the series. I just don't want to have the 10-day breaks all the time, and it's hard to juggle so many series sometimes, so just trying to find a way to make it all fit together. But I enjoyed making this episode, and the game itself I thought was a lot of fun and deserving of having an episode focus on it. Next time we'll probably do the MLB draft because I want to see what rookies we can add to this team for upcoming seasons, and then we'll try to get this team back on track because this is really the first episode this year where the team has slumped. We're 5-5 in our last 10 games. That's not who we are anymore. So leave your feedback down below on what you thought about this episode, and also let me know, who are your favorite prospects? Who would be the biggest addition to this team? Is it the Minnesota native Lewis Seymour? He has a pretty complete game, but could somebody else be a better prospect? Let me know. Please leave a like, subscribe to the episode, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.